Alibaba has said that they are coming out to spend $53 billion over the next 3 years on AI models and infrastructure, pushing the stock up 10%. This is one we have had in the long-term portfolio and has been killing it. Yesterday, Powell came out and he said that stocks are overvalued. SPY is now slightly red on the day, trading at 662.50, and on the weekly time frame, it is having its 8th green week in a row. Prior to this, 7 green weeks in a row, but now it is testing the overbought band on the RSI, indicating that we have a sell-off in the near term, which is what we have been anticipating. Guys, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Watch until the end of the video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment down below. That is all I ask. It is completely free. Intel getting a little bit of volatility today. I want to talk briefly on Tesla and talk about this bearish level that a lot of these stocks are hitting. Take a look back here. This bearish order block, bringing Tesla right to where it's at right now, showing that this is going to be pretty hard to break over. And then following that, we have this major sell block up here. I think Tesla is going to look heavy coming into earnings mid-October, and that is why I gave a trade alert in the Discord that we could be possibly going into puts coming into that earnings play. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't give financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. A very similar thing, but actually complete opposite with Apple. Apple broke above a key zone at 250, and we have this bullish pocket right here that we recently saw when we came up to this level. And I believe that Tesla or Apple is going to enter price discovery and head to all-time highs towards 285. WeBull looking pretty good. We have been accumulating this in the long-term portfolio. It has now came up, tested this descending resistance, now building a candle at this mid region, priming for hopefully a breakout to the upside. Global M2, the M2 money supply jumped to all-time highs of 22.2 trillion. What does this mean? Well, it means that Bitcoin's fair value is now well above 200K, I believe. But what does it also mean? It also means that something is soaking up the liquidity, and it's not Bitcoin. I think when the liquidity is about to move out of gold, silver, T-bills, these risk assets will get their move. And they have just showed us the first signal, in my opinion, and that is building a base at key support levels. Bitcoin building a base at 112, XRP building a base at 280, Ethereum building a base at 4,000. ASTER is one we called out in Discord on the 20th. Now currently up 47% since then, was up a total of 57%. Going to keep watch on this. And last but not least, for crypto, White House official says they expect the crypto market structure bill to pass this year. So what does this all mean? This means that I am bullish on crypto and very, very short term bearish on the market. But that doesn't mean that we need to see a correction next week. It just means that the longer we go up for without one, the larger the correction is to come. Now, GameStop, GMEU, the ETF that holds GameStop, the 2x leverage ETF for GameStop, is showing updated holdings of minus $26,680,000 in cash. Now, let me talk about what this means, because this is pretty important here. This is how ETFs normally work. ETFs hold stocks, bonds, or cash, and they might borrow for a little bit for short-term liquidity. But balances are expected to stay positive or near zero, never negative. So a negative cash position means that the ETF has spent more than it owns, likely by borrowing or using derivatives, and that borrowing is not permanent. And at some point, counterparties like prime brokers, clearinghouses, and custodians need to demand that settlement. Reconciliation is like squaring the books, so assets become liabilities, and to fix negative cash hold, the ETF must either sell other holdings to raise cash or receive inflows from investors or buy to cover synthetic exposures it's carried. Now, how does this all tie into GameStop? If the negative balance comes from synthetic GameStop short exposure hitting the ETF, which we assume it probably is, then reconciliation is forced buying of GameStop shares to neutralize it. And even if it's collateral mismatch, treasuries versus swaps, right? The broker will eventually call in that hole, and the unwind flows through the underlying, which is GameStop. So in plain English, it needs to be reconciled because nobody can run a perpetual negative cash position, and clearing agents and counterparties will eventually force settlement. Now, it gets better than this. Negative cash equals borrowed exposure. The ETF spent more than it owns, usually meaning it's over leveraged in swaps or synthetic positions, and counterparties will force settlement. And settlement becomes forced buying. Now, what's so much better in all of this is that quarterly ETF rebalancing is coming September 30th, which is just so fun. That is such a beautiful picture, and that is exactly why, on top of all of this shady stuff happening, cat errors, negative balance, and the ETFs that hold GameStop, actually after just coming off of Reg SHO, which is also important, XRT always on Reg SHO, we're coming up on quarterly ETF rebalancing, the distribution of those warrants, and T0 accepting trading of those debt securities, so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. So we have every single catalyst lining up perfectly for us that does not differentiate us from the chart that we have been expecting, which is the up move. Price target only up. Now, we have seen the best September for AMC since 2019, well, at least for the box office, and Taylor Swift is coming back in October. So everything is looking good, not only for GameStop, but for AMC as well. I wanted to throw this in the video because I thought it was interesting. Jim Cramer, and this is a New York Times posted this, Jim Cramer says he needed round-the-clock bodyguards after bashing GameStop during the 2021 short squeeze, basically. Wall Street, let me see. Let me stop. That blindsided Wall Street and turned retail traders into a market-moving force. The Mad Money host revealed that the threats during an interview on Bloomberg's Odd Lots podcast Monday, recalling that he was recovering from back surgery when GameStop shares went parabolic. Apparently, he pulled out his what the fuck is the word? Whatever. If I have it, I'll put it up on the screen. I can't think of the word. It's on the tip of my tongue. But that's pretty hilarious. And then I was watching this video of him. But the question is, like, why is this even coming up right now? Cramer said he thought he was hallucinating while he saw the stock jump fourfold in days. TLRY, Sundial, BlackBerry, Bed Bath & Beyond. Don't sleep on these. These baskets move with GameStop and AMC. TLRY, Sundial already making the rounds right here. TLRY up another 5%. We jump over to Sundial, see if it's moving, up 2.4%. These will move together. Bed Bath & Beyond, I believe, will have a move pretty soon, probably building a bottom right here, at least a temporary bottom. BlackBerry leads us into this. It reports earnings tomorrow before the open, so if you're playing BlackBerry, you would need to play it tonight if you are front-running that move. In my opinion, it's obviously a 50-50 on earnings, but I believe BlackBerry is going to have a jump on earnings, and I wouldn't mind betting a little bit. I say we see probably a 12 to 13% gain on BlackBerry, pushing us up to 480. But again, you're risking equally as much. I'd say if we drop, you're seeing about an 11% drop. My bias is to the upside. Moving on, I want to talk very quickly about a short squeeze play we gave to Discord this morning when it was up about 13%, now up 28%. RAYA, keep this one on your radar, sitting at a 13 almost percent short interest. And I want to talk about a couple of AI stocks that I want you to put your eye on. One that has been purchasing NVIDIA chips consistently is IREN, IREN. This stock just got buy ratings of $82. It's only trading at 48, and you can see the weekly time frame. It's disgusting. It's just been going straight up, absolute parabolic. I can't tell you what time and date to buy into the stock. I can't tell you what to buy, hold, or sell, or when to buy, hold, and sell it. I'm just giving my opinions, right? Is this going to have a pullback? Possibly a hard one, but we can't forget that it's kind of squeezing. It has in about a 12% short interest, and you can take a look at how badly these shorts are underwater, depending on where they shorted it, probably on the first pullback. You can see how bad they're underwater, and institutions kind of been just loading the boat on this even into September, adding as much as they possibly can. Another one I want you to watch is ARM. Their new Lumix platform delivers up to 5x faster AI performance, coupled with efficiency gains that could position ARM as a dominant player in the increasingly competitive AI chip market. We go into the chart. I believe ARM coming up to its earnings November 5th will have a nice move higher. But will we possibly pull back to 127 before then? Possibly, but I think long term, this stock could very well come up to 194 as our next target. So this one I will keep on my radar as well. Overall, guys, hopefully the video wasn't too long. Later, I will try to, if I can, drop a video covering GameStop and AMC's charts because they're at an interesting point, even with what we've seen today. The top 2 links in the description, if you're not in yet, are first, the Discord server. You guys will not regret joining. Come join that right when this video is done. Go do it right now. You don't have to listen to the rest of the outro. Get my custom indicator, pattern detection. Detects patterns, forecasts what the stock might do. You guys will not regret it. Go get that and pop in the Discord. I love you all. God bless. Lottery Stocks out.